And now the last one, social liberalism. This is the good kind of liberalism, actually. I'm gonna put you. You're gonna go. I think I'm gonna put social liberalism in the okay tier. Yeah, I'm gonna put the social liberalism with whoever this guy is in the okay tier. But I don't know where necessarily I want to put. You know what? I think that I'm going to put social liberalism above Georgism and social democracy for one particular reason, and that is because it is technically possible to have a social democracy that is not socially liberal. We call it Nazism. It is, you know, I wouldn't say it's well known, but before Hitler was a fascist, he was a social democrat. The Social Democrats in Germany had a very conservative bent to them. In fact, that was one of the biggest critiques that Rosa Luxemburg had of the Social Democrats, was their increasing reliance on nationalism, and the increasing focus on, like, you know, ethnic minorities being not part of the nation and whatnot. And social liberalism, like, as an ideology, sort of precludes that, because social liberalism is the part of liberalism that specifically acknowledges the freedom of identity of an individual. You are free to exist, whatever your identity may be, whatever nation you belong to, whatever race you are, you know, whatever ethnicity, whatever sexuality you are. You should be free to exist. And I think that is one of the very important, like, political floodgates that needs to be opened up for people to realize a bigger political and class consciousness. You know, if you have an environment where social liberalism is not present, it becomes much, much harder to achieve the kind of working class progress that would result in a socialist society, that would result in basically, like, life getting better. The unified front can only really exist with some degree of social liberalism, even if it's just, look, I don't care, I don't know that much about the transes, and I don't care much for that, but look, we both work in the same assembly line, and, you know, we're both getting stiffed by management, you know, stuff like that. That is an example of social liberalism, because it's like, look, we've got bigger problems, and ultimately, you know, what you are, who you are, doesn't necessarily affect me personally, like your immutable characteristics, you know. Although I'm sure there are some people that would argue being, like, a criminal, murderer, degenerate is, like, an immutable characteristic. But those people we call fascists, not liberals. Not usually, anyways. Thus concludes the tier list. This was a long endeavor. Hopefully you guys learned something from this. It got kind of less funny as time went on, because of, like, doing this later in the evening. But I think it was good. Editing me. If you're still there, we need a funny edit. I'm gonna steal a page from Markiplier's book. Blow up the whole video. Perfect, thank you. That's great. I don't know if I really have an outro. Is there anybody live? I might want to rate somebody, as I typically do at the end of stream, but if not, I will probably, like, maybe I'll post this? We'll see. We'll see. I'll probably, you know what I'll do? I'll keep it open. I'll figure out what to do with it afterwards. For now, I think I just want to wrap up the stream. This is what I think of the ideologies on this list, but remember, as per the ideology list that I made at the start of this, I think there's only really 3 ideologies. 4 if you count feudalism as a dead ideology, and 2 if we acknowledge that liberalism is also a dying or dead ideology. So really we're almost down to just 2 ideologies, fascism or socialism, and that's it. And you know, anybody who's like, well, now hold on, what about the centrists of the world? You're just fascists. Sorry, you're just not smart enough to You're not clever enough to convincingly argue that you're not fascist, so you don't pretend to be socialist. You say, oh, I'm a centrist. It is only a coincidence that I agree with everything that the right believes. I think these are good tier names, too. See y'all later. And that's it. That's the series. Thank you guys so much for watching. It took a very long time to edit all of that. You may notice that it is the end of 2025 right now. It's as I'm recording this, it's November. Videos might even still not be up until a little while later, but these streams occurred in February. A lot has changed. I'm in a new apartment. Many of the bits and edits in this series are dated, but hopefully people still get the references. I put a lot of work into this series, and I had a lot of fun. You know, despite the fact that it was a lot of work, I had several hiccups along the way. I really enjoy streaming. I enjoyed doing the tier list streams. I enjoyed putting together this compilation. It was an ongoing and very large personal project for me. So with that said, you know, make sure to support the channel, you know, like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, follow and subscribe on Twitch or whatever. I'm even trying to set up a Patreon pretty soon, so maybe, you know, even donate to me so I can try to make this a living. And above all, thank you for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one, whatever that ends up being.